You know what to do.
I'm supposed to do... what now?
Oh, for the love of Carillion hot, but at number 5 we have a duo that you know pretty goddamn well.
Oh... Who?
No!
I'm talking about Phineas and Ferb, you nincompoop.
Really?
Oh, hell yeah! Go ahead and have some fun with this one.
Okay, where do I even begin with this show? This show is an amazing tale of never-ending story with a glorious original concept of two genius stepbrothers and their pet platypus. A pet platypus. That's a fucking spy.
There's a spy over here!
Nick! I thought you said I was gonna have fun with this segment.
I did, but it doesn't mean that stops me from having fun.
Cuckoo, ding dong.
Are you calling me crazy?
Can we just carry on with this segment?
Okay, but I'll deal with you later.
As I was saying, Phineas and Ferb is a show about two stepbrothers who do unbelievable constructions and inventions to spend their summer.
If you think about it, Phineas and Ferb are like cartoon genius versions of Jay and Silent Bob.
I've never heard of those two, so no comments from me. No, really. I haven't.
Anyways, Phineas and Ferb are doing their colossal contraptions every single day and their big sister Candice tries to get them busted.
These two stepbrothers are always working together on their great inventions and are having fun with them. Almost every single time their friends Buford, Baljeet, and Isabella also come to join the fun.
While this dynamic duo is doing their daily routines, what do you think what's going on with Perry the Platypus? And how come Candice never manages to get her brothers busted?
Perry is always fighting an evil and very incompetent mad scientist, Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz, when his owners are constructing something.
Dr. Doof always has hilarious and ridiculous motives for his plans and creates many weird innators for his plans.
When Perry foils Doofenshmirtz's plans, these wacky innators fire at Phineas and Ferb's contraptions, just a few seconds before Candace manages to show her brother's dangerous devices to her mom.
Karma's a bitch, we know, but luckily for our lucky number 5 duo, Karma's on their side.
What makes this duo so special is that no matter what they do and how dangerous it is, Phineas and Ferb always manages to pull their plans, and thanks to Karma, they never get busted. And the best part is with their daily bases is that they never worry about getting into trouble for their deeds.
But the main flaw with this duo and the entire show is that it keeps repeating itself over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's why I understand why many people don't like this show that much. But seriously, this show managed to be the longest running Disney Channel original series, outrunning even Kim Possible.
Yeah, this show isn't that bad even though it repeats itself. Now if you'll excuse me, I have some hedgehogs to beat up.
Nick, where the hell are you gonna find some hedgehog to beat? Oh boy.
Ha! In your face, Noah. Many people has failed to defeat me in CTR.
Yeah, you won fair and square.
What? Did you really think I would beat the crap out of Noah? That's crazy talk.
Okay, the break is over. Moving on to the number 4 segment.
With pleasure.
I like dogs. Dogs are pretty.
Yeah, right. Anyways, dogs. Many great figures in fiction has a pet dog as their partner.
Mickey Mouse having Pluto.
Marvin the Martian has his dog K9.
Tintin having his dog Snowy.
Don't start with that French media thing again.
Okay. Jeez, what's his problem?
Out of all the dog and human duos, the one we think is the lovable and heartwarming example for this kind of duo.
And that duo is none other than a baby and a dog of the Griffin family, Brian and Stewie.
Family Guy, a show full of wacky characters with a taste full of adult humor. Another one of your cooking references, Nick.
No, that's just a coincidence this time around.
Coincidence? I think not!
Very well then. Moving on.
Aside from Peter Griffin's gloriously over-the-edge idiocy, the most memorable characters of the show are former stray dog Brian and the family's psychopathic genius baby Stewie.
Brian and Stewie might have little things in common, but the reason why this duo works so well is because they understand each other perfectly.
Whenever Brian isn't tagging along with Peter and his stupid ideas, Brian passes his time with Stewie.
When they do something together, they either travel through world, time, or universes with Stewie's contraptions.
I find it very heartwarming when these two are traveling around and solving their problems like best friends always does.
Not to mention, when Brian died, yeah, you heard me right, people. Brian Griffin actually died in one episode that left Stewie completely crushed from losing his dearest friend.
Not to mention, Stewie wasn't able to change the past because he just destroyed his time machine for good. And he wasn't able to build a new one anymore, making that very episode as the saddest thing I've ever seen in Family Guy.
Are you gonna cry, Nick?
No, I got that all done when I saw the episode for the first time.
After Brian's death, he was replaced by an Italian-American dog named Vinny for a very short time. Fortunately, one of the Stewies from the past came to the present day, and here was Stewie's only chance to save Brian's life.
His duo shows how deep a relationship between a child and his pet can be.
They may have gotten rid of the time machine, but we're sure that their adventures are just beginning.
I certainly hope they make Family Guy to have more deep stuff like this.
I don't think they'll make that kind of stuff that often. Brian's death was already a big shock for the audience.
At least they brought Brian back to life and... screw the whole thing, next segment.
Hey Nick, I've noticed that so far we've only had duos with male characters in it.
Hey, you're right. We need to fix that part. But how? How? I know. How about a duo of an hot-headed female with a completely dim-witted friend and still they manage to come along?
Brandy and Mr. Whiskers?
That was an excellent guess, but wrong answer. I was thinking a duo from Nickelodeon show.
Cosmo and Wanda?
You're not getting A for effort if you keep this up.
Wait, are you talking about...
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentle mutants, may we present to you... SpongeBob and Sandy.
Yeah, that's right, SpongeBob and... No! I was talking about Dudley Puppy and Kitty Catswell.
Of course! It was so obvious!
For many people, it wasn't. So sad fact.
Aside from the Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom, there's this adequate Butch Hartman show called Tough Puppy.
Adequate? This is the funniest, most original and best Nickelodeon show this decade has to offer.
Okay, this show kicks ass. Like Lunatics Unleashed and the Looney Tunes show, Tough Puppy is a very underrated show.
And deserves more attention. Hell, this show hasn't even aired in Finland. What's the hold up?
Tough Puppy is a show about anthropomorphic animals in a Californian city called Petropolis, where there's a headquarters of crime-fighting organization called Turbo Undercover Fighting Force, or TUF for short.
The main duo of the show are dim-witted dog named Dudley Puppy and his partner, Kitty Catswell.
Wait, I just realized something. A dog and a cat are working together, and they're coming along?
Come to think of it, yes! Take lessons, Garfield. This is how you do teamwork with dim-witted canine.
And is it true that Dudley was actually Butch Hartman's first character he ever drew?
That's true.
How ironic. Butch Hartman's latest show has his first character on lead role.
Yup.
Anyways, on the first episode while Dudley was chasing his chew toy to the headquarters of Diabolical Order of Mayhem, or Doom for short, he accidentally interrupts Kitty's mission to capture the Fiends of Doom.
And while chasing his chew toy, he accidentally also knocked out 3 villains with a single blow. And for his obliviousness to the surrounding events, he let the leader of Doom, Verminius Snaptrap, to get away.
The Chief of Tough saw Dudley as a perfect agent for the organization, thanks for the fact that Dudley is a perfect combination of every breed of a known dog.
Of course, Kitty has a hard time to come along with his immature and idiotic partner, but over the time these two form a deep friendship to each other.
On the missions, Dudley, while not being as an experienced fighter as Kitty is relying on his keen canine senses.
And Kitty uses her feline instincts.
There you have it, folks. A dog and a cat using their strengths on crime fighting. Now that is original, don't you think?
This is also the only duo on this list with a big possibility for love relationship.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What? I don't see why you see it strange. What about Hugo and Rita relationship? Or Bentley and Penelope relationship?
Point taken. Go on. I started to get interested in this.
Right. As I said earlier, Kitty started to bond with Dudley over the time. Not to mention that developers seem to tease audience about Kitty-Dudley relationship on purpose.
When did you first notice these hints on Cuddly?
On the episode Dog Days, where Snaptrap hypnotizes Dudley to act so crazy that he got fired from Tough.
What's your point of view on this possible love relationship?
It's the key element that makes these characters to have development on their personalities. For example, at first episodes, Kitty seemed to like a serious and tough agent. Pun entirely intended. And when the show gone onwards, he started to show her soft and immature side more often. I find it delightful and heartwarming to see this kind of development on a character. Aside from Ash and Serena love relationship, I want Cuddly to come true before Tough Puppy ends.
You're wishing for Ash and Serena relationship? Does that even make sense?
If you have paid any attention to Serena's role in anime, then you'll see what I mean. Ya hear that, ya dateless Japanese turbo nerds? I'm on to you!
But anyways, now that we got that out of the way, it's time to say the weaknesses of this dynamic duo.
You probably can expect for dimwit like Dudley to screw up on missions very often. Not just because of his stupidity, but also because of his canine nature. And what about Kitty, you might ask?
Oh, I do hope she breaks into a song this time.
Even Kitty manages to be a big screw up as Dudley is when she's distracted by objects that attract any cat.
Oh boy, Kitty's crazy moments. That's another reason why Kitty's my favorite character of the show.
Final verdict. Dudley Puppy and Kitty Catwell are the perfect duo for this list.
This dynamic duo has everything I can expect from a good team. Using their strengths to succeed on their goals, they come along possibly as more than just friends.
Plus, they're a cat and dog working together. How often do you people see that working?
Please, it would Hartman make Cuddly to become real before Nickelodeon cancels your glorious show!
I don't think he's watching this video, Nick.
Finally, we got back to video game duos.
I think this duo doesn't need any kind of build-up because it's just so good.
That being said, at number 2 we have Sonic and Tails.
Oh hell yeah, now that's more like it.
This duo is just too good to be left out from top 2.
Ever since the glorious Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic and Tails have been saving the world together almost in every game in the Sonic series.
Not only that, but these are so close that they're almost like brothers to each other.
Do we really have to say anything about these two since everybody knows and loves them?
Actually, yes, because this segment would be boring, just like Atom without eggs or ham. Ya can't hold your fanboyism forever, Noah. Just let it out.
I already released my fanboyism on my previous collab, so I don't want to repeat myself. Keep it together, Noah. Keep it together. It loves me. It loves me not. It loves me. It loves me not.
I know ya want to.
It loves me! Time to talk about Sonic and Tails as a great duo! Bitches!
Maybe I overdid it.
Okay, let's start at the very, very beginning in which this glorious duo first came into existence. Before Tails even first met Sonic, he was always that kid who got picked on by bullies and other low-life scumbags you could think of in the world. That is until he stumbled across the Blue Bird itself. Once they first met and agreed and whatnot, it became like the Gus and Sean relationship and from Psych. Yeah, from Psych, that glorious, awesome show Psych. Ever since that day they met, Tails has been looking up to Sonic like a robot. He's like Sonic's the Superman and Dr. Raymer is like his kryptonite, so to speak. Tails is always finding a way to help his good old Blue Bird friend and help him build like numerous amounts of machines. They range from airplanes to devices that can transcend the Chaos Emeralds and so forth and so on and so on and so on and so on. Oh, and let's not forget that they bond like brother figures would normally do. They range from like Sonic being more of a humble being from Tails' part of the end and Tails getting to know a bit of Sonic's humor at Sonic's part of the end. That is the thing that I absolutely love about these two. On their adventures, they like take these lessons and they bond as the series goes on. It's absolutely adoring and harmony to see these two awesome people learn from each other and help each other out as much as they can.
Are you finished?
Oh, fuck no. I just have to talk about what they do in the games. The games. Oh, the games. Oh, these are going to be some of the best things you'll ever hear. These are some of the most epic and tear-jerking moments you'll ever see. It's some of the best I've ever seen, and it really gets to me, you know? They are legit, I tell you. Legit. What games are the most memorable here? Which ones do I choose from? Oh my god, there's just so much to choose from. Here we go. I'll take the events from Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Riders, and Sonic Colors. These are some of the most memorable moments in the series in my eyes. Okay, let's start out with the Sonic Adventure 2, at a time where Sonic tries to fool Eggman into only to get captured and presumably dead. As you can tell by the OMG look on his face, Tails was just heartbroken, and after seeing his best friend just go up in flames and just blue. He just got outraged, and this leads to him like fighting Dr. Eggman, and this gave him all his bravery and courage to fight off Dr. Eggman. And well, the fight in itself is pretty goddamn horrible. I will admit, this was a shining moment for Tails because he legitimately thought his best friend in the whole goddamn world just died. And then added up to the fact that he was ecstatic to hear that his best friend's voice again in the end of the hero story of Sonic Adventure 2. And then he realized his friend was still alive. This just shows how much they care about one another. If one of them dies, then they must die. It feels like they want to die and everything. Okay, now let's talk about Sonic Riders. This also has some great moments to show how much these two care for one another, since the Babylon Rogues in that game treat the Sonic team like they're just like this pity basketball team that can't score worth shit. Sonic constantly tells Tails in that game that he always does his best no matter what people tell him, because Wave and Jet in that game always have to pick on these two. Sonic and Tails, yeah, these two. But in the end, they give these guys a run for their money in the end and know that they always give it their all. And finally, their role in Sonic Colors, which is easily their best roles in the whole entire series in my eyes from the games I've played. Tails builds an invention that can help translate what the Wisps are saying so they can understand what's at stake here, so they can understand what's going on around here. It shows contribution on his part. It shows that he can contribute no matter how hard the situation can be. And at the end of the game, when Sonic's about to face off against Dr. Eggman, Sonic tosses Tails into an escape pod of some sort so that he can escape despite the fact that Tails wanted to help him out. But Sonic knew that he needed to get Tails out of that situation because he cares about him and get him out of that trouble when facing off against Eggman. Oh my god, all of these are wonderful factors as to why this duo is so goddamn beautiful.
Are you done now? Noah? Noah? Noah!
What the hell just happened?
You go nuts and took over the entire segment, you sicko.
Really? Oh, man. I guess I owe you an apology for calling you crazy.
It's cool. Now can we head to number 1 segment?
There's just one thing I'm wondering.
What's that?
Why do you put eggs or ham on atoms?
A southern meat pastries that the locals of that area calls as atom or hydrogen. They're really good.
Why did I even bother to ask about Finnish cuisine?
Before we get to number 1, here's the honorable mentions of our countdown.
For the number 1 fictional duo, we need to have likable characters, good team spirit, and, well, everything needed for a perfect dynamic duo.
That being said, at number 1 we have none other than Eric Cartman and Kyle Broflovski.
Oh no. I'm just messing with you.
We both hate South Park with a burning passion. I can't believe you even pulled that joke in here.
Okay, no more extra fuzz, and let's reveal our real number 1.
I detect danger lurking.
When I said extra fuzz, that's not what I meant. But nevertheless, Ratchet and Clank are number 1 on this list, people! Yay!
I mean, seriously, could there be anyone else that would outmatch these two on this countdown?
Ratchet and Clank are the perfect example of a dynamic duo. A mechanic who can handle hundreds of different weapons and gadgets with ease.
And a tiny intelligent robot friend who helps his friend to reach places he normally couldn't get.
Their friendship develops a lot during this series. Not to mention that Insomniac Games is always finding a new ways to make Clank as bigger help for Ratchet.
From the classic gadget bot controlling to his own secret agent-themed game to save Ratchet from prison, all the way to commanding the Sony and saving Ratchet's life.
Unlike the other entries of this list, Ratchet and Clank are equals. Ratchet isn't treating Clank as his sidekick at all.
They might have a few arguments sometimes, but they always manage to keep their friendship strong.
These two are unstoppable duo, and as we witnessed in Size Matters, Ratchet wouldn't be that good without Clank.
For the equal bond between these two intergalactic heroes,
and for the fact that they both are useful to each other in very original ways,
there's no question about why Ratchet and Clank are the greatest dynamic duo in fiction. I'm the Hedgehog Ninja.
And I'm nifinland. And let's hope Ratchet and Clank movie's gonna be epic!
Until next time. Phew. That went well.
Yup. Can we do it again?
Hell no.
I'm just joking. Keep up the good work, Noah. I'm outta here. Peace!
That guy sure knows how to make a good show.
And that's how doofuses like us do our daily basis. Class dismissed.
Nom 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 nom.